To this point, the Pittsburgh Steelers have outlasted the competition with Aaron Rodgers. Whether it was the Minnesota Vikings, the New York Giants, or someone else, if Rodgers wants to play in 2025, it's going to be in Pittsburgh. But there's been one choice, one decision from Rodgers that's been lurking all offseason, yet according to Ian Rapoport, it seems very unlikely. Hey everyone, Rob Gregson of A to Z Sports Pittsburgh, and today we're going to talk about the likelihood that Aaron Rodgers calls it a quits and retires. That's right. According to Ian Rapoport of NFL Network, that proposition seems very unlikely for Aaron Rodgers at this point. And honestly, in my opinion, it was always unlikely. Of course, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's an enigma. We don't know what he's going to do on a daily basis. Nobody that you talk to can get a good read on what he's thinking. However, do we really think that a quarterback as decorated as Aaron Rodgers, with a Super Bowl, with 4 MVPs, was going to go out and just call it a quits after the last 2 years with the New York Jets? Do we really think that a quarterback that has an attention for the spotlight, that craves the media always talking about him the way that Aaron Rodgers does, that he was just going to up and say, I'm done, I don't want to play anymore? Would a quarterback who isn't planning on playing next season be working out and throwing in the middle of March with Steelers star wide receivers? I think that the writing has been on the wall the whole time. Sure, maybe he didn't want to initially play for the Steelers. Maybe he didn't want to play for the Minnesota Vikings or for the Giants or for the Jets. Maybe he had other plans. That's fine. But this idea that Aaron Rodgers was just going to put his cleats up and call it a career and say, I'm done, after tearing his Achilles in his first year with the Jets, then coming back and just having a disastrous season that saw his head coach get fired and basically the whole regime overthrown in New York. Did we really think that was going to be his last season in the NFL? So that was never really going to be the case. And this report from Ian Rapoport all but confirms it. Rodgers wouldn't be spending 6 hours on a Friday with the Pittsburgh Steelers brass and throwing with their newly acquired star wide receiver if he didn't have an interest in returning and, quite frankly, playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what's taking so long? What's the holdup? That's the part that nobody knows. That's the enigma part. That's the different cat, walks to the beat of his own drum. All these cliches and analogies that you hear to describe Aaron Rodgers, that's what the holdup is. But as far as him playing again, it seems cut and dry that Aaron Rodgers will be back in 2025, and it's looking more and more likely to be as a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers.